Welcome to CFC Fan TV. After the trials and tribulations of yesterday, we need to analyse exactly what happened and find out who was correct. Is it Sarri or is it Kepa? To find out, I've been joined by the one and only James Lawrence Alcott. The link to his channel is in the description below. There is some fantastic content on there, so make sure that you subscribe. James, we watched this game together yesterday. In case you don't know, James and I watched the game on the kickoff. Good day.
It was a great day. We had a giggle despite it being, I guess, probably more tense for you than it was for me. But what a 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what makes it so hard, is because I went into the game, really deflated. I didn't expect that we had a prayer, and it turns out we weren't robbed, but we were certainly the better team. We deserved the trophy overall. We were the better team against the Manchester City team, who are so good at a neutral venue. In a final, we were excellent, over 120 minutes, and I think one moment of madness has cost us. Yeah,
I mean, I think the game plan was much better from you guys. You stuck in there for the first maybe 20 minutes where they dominated the ball, but as the game went on, you grew into it more and more. I think there was a good chance for Pedro.
That was the best chance of the game. I mean, it won't even count as a chance because it won't even count as a shot because no shot resulted from it, which is so frustrating. But that was the most clear-cut chance of the game, really.
Yeah, and again, you look at those stats. You didn't have actually a shot on target, which I don't think tells the true story, because I think it was on the counter-attack where you're doing a lot of the good work, and Hazard was kind of doing his usual trickery, but wasn't able to get off the shots sometimes. But yeah, I think there were a lot of positives. Hudson-Odoi is a fantastic footballer who gives you such a different option. In terms of his pace. He was exactly the right person to bring on at the right time, and he did well. I thought Loftus-Cheek I think he's got something really special. Like, there's a few lovely little touches that he showed when he came in and got involved.
On the turn.
I mean, that's the idea to even think to do that is insane. But then to pull it off
in a game of that magnitude as well, that's the biggest moment of his career. Particularly, certainly, I know he's played at World Cups, but certainly club-wise, that is the biggest moment of his career. Playing against Manchester City for his boyhood club at Wembley in a final, it doesn't really get bigger than that.
And that's a dangerous place to lose the ball as well.
I know,
if you lose it there.
To have that confidence, and do you know what? I've been a huge critic of Sarri. Everybody watching this will know exactly where I stand on him, but he got it right yesterday on virtually every single level. I wasn't happy with the false nine, but it was proved correct. Hazard had a very good game, and also when Higuain came on, we didn't see anything from him to suggest that not starting him was a wrong move.
No.
So I just feel so sorry for us, but for Sarri really, because what I want to find out here is who is correct. It was Kepa right to insist that he played on. Sarri has actually conceded and said that he was correct, but I think that's saving face. Or is Kepa Arrizabalaga a disgrace? Is that a shocking moment from him?
Do you know what? Let's try and, if I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, which I'm not sure I can.
Generous man, James Alcott.
Then if it is a mix-up in communication, then really you've got to turn to David Luiz and Azpilicueta for not dealing with the situation. Because if you're saying it's...
But why David Luiz? Azpilicueta is a captain. I don't think... We're putting David Luiz in it because he eventually rose to the challenge. But it's not fair. The responsibility isn't his. He's not the club captain.
I think look, leaders are leaders, if you've got an armband or not. And I think Chelsea, when you look at that team, I think, say, Kante's a leader in terms of the way that he gets around the pitch and leads by example. But David Luiz is certainly a leader for that team, as is Azpilicueta. I think Rudiger's a leader a lot of the time, and I think you actually saw him deal with Sarri after it all happened, because Sarri he'd lost his mind totally.
But David Luiz had no option but to step up, which isn't quite fair. Like, Cesar Azpilicueta just walked straight through the mix zone afterwards. David Luiz was the player who had to go and do face the media, which nobody wants to do after a defeat, especially after a controversial defeat. Azpilicueta didn't do what we needed him to do in that circumstance.
Yeah, well, and so that's my point. Say it is as simple as and I don't agree with this, by the way, but say they are telling the truth. Say he thought, he's injured, we need to get Caballero on, and Azpilicueta, Kepa's thinking, they think I'm injured, but actually I'm not. And that communication hasn't got to each other, because you've got a Spanish guy and an Italian guy who don't speak the same language. Neither really speak English that well. Then I can tenuously believe in that. But then once that situation happens...
so flimsy, isn't it?
It's so flimsy. But once that situation happens, then Azpilicueta, who is Spanish but speaks English, needs to get involved.
Yeah.
Or David Luiz, who's been there for a long, long time, needs to get involved and really just get it sorted. Look, we've just done a video on the Bull Street channel, and you talk about John Terry. That would have got done with. He would have grabbed him and gone, get the fuck off.
Which needs to happen. You don't need to be polite in those situations. Like, that doesn't happen. Overruling your manager is a complete disgrace. And look, my feelings on Sarri are very well known. I don't think Sarri is the right man to be leading Chelsea, but the facts of the matter are he is leading Chelsea. So respect his decisions. Also, that decision, it's a perfectly sound one. Willy Caballero is an average goalkeeper who is an excellent master of saving penalties. Preserving one of your substitutions for the entire 120 minutes in order to allow yourself to make that change makes complete tactical sense.
Yeah.
The fact that we didn't make it has potentially cost us up because no City player wants to face their former colleague. Sergio Aguero's penalty should have been saved. Caballero is his international teammate. This is me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, just the 1, 2, 3. Is it coming through all right? 1, 2, 3.
Is your phone next to your receiver?
My phone is not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's alright now.
Okay.
Just on that same point.
So Caballero. So we'll put an image of Caballero up, Sammy, and then into.
You said Caballero's he's a great.
Yeah, Aguero, yeah. So you've got Sergio Aguero. He's played with Caballero for years at Manchester City. They're international teammates. The last person that Sergio Aguero wants guessing what way his penalty's going is somebody who knows him inside out.
Yeah.
Kepa should have saved his penalty. The fact that he didn't put the momentum in Manchester City, and ultimately we've lost a cup.
In terms of the right and the wrong of it, and the right and the wrong of Sarri and Kepa, I think the greatest wrong is, and I tell you what, I watched it back this morning, and go and watch the huddle afterwards. Before the penalty shootout happens, and watch Eden Hazard. It's incredibly revealing.
I don't think I've seen what happened.
So Sarri, if people can remember, Sarri, as soon as it ends, he wants to get to Kepa and basically dig him out. Rudiger takes hold of the situation. I think Rudiger maybe is that leader that you would want, but again, maybe he didn't feel experienced enough to get involved in that situation. But he stopped Sarri from getting to him. Then the huddle kind of formed, and Sarri right at the end kind of came in and spoke for about 6 or 7 seconds. Didn't really talk for long at all. But you can see as they start to form, Hazard sees Sarri and he's not impressed.
Really?
He's not pleased with what's gone down. And then when you see the other angle from the spider cam, you can see the whole squad like this. And then if you look at Hazard, Hazard's not even looking at him. He's standing up, he's refusing to look at him because he's upset at how Sarri has behaved.
Well, the thing is, for me, the
He's
blame
gone,
totally lies with Kepa. My wrath is directed at Kepa, but Sarri didn't cover himself in glory. His reaction
got to deal with that situation.
He's got to deal with it better.
Yeah,
you can't be petulant. You can't be storming away. He looked like he was leaving.
Yeah. So imagine if he did.
Yeah,
then what?
Well, and also Gianfranco Zola was livid as well. Like, Gianfranco Zola lost his head for the first time in however many years following Chelsea. We've known Gianfranco Zola since 1996. We saw Gianfranco Zola furious.
But I think if, say you were an Italian, it was disappointingly Italian. Like there was a lot of like unzipping and throwing of arms and stuff. No one was really dealing with the actual situation, which that's the scariest thing if you're a Chelsea fan, because you look at Sarri and go, right, when the pressure's on, he keeps crumbling. He cannot deal with the pressure.
Yeah,
there are managers who can do it, and there's managers who can't. And like any football team, especially with the high-profile nature of Premier League football and of the top six in particular, you're going to go through ups and downs, and you've got to stay level and keep calm. And at such an important moment, he couldn't keep it together. And as I say, go and watch that clip.
Yeah, I'm going to have a look at that.
It's incredible. He is not impressed at all.
Yeah,
and
mate, I'm going to check
gone.
it out. Do you know what I want to come on to in a moment? How you think that we progress? You know, we've got a huge game against Tottenham, a London derby coming up in a few days' time. I want to talk to you about that. But before we do, if you don't mind, I'd just like to try and nail your colours to the mast. If you have to pick Kepa or Sarri, who is ultimately responsible for what happened yesterday? Who do you blame? You can do it in percentages.
Do you know what? I'm going to blame Sarri, because it could have been solved. You stand there, you go to the fourth official, you go put the board up, you get Caballero to stand next to you, You've got however many thousands of people dealing with it. If it is a misunderstanding, he could have solved that situation like that.
Yeah.
So although it is outrageous what Kepa has done, if he's not telling the truth, which I don't think he is, he's not telling the truth, then you ultimately are the manager of the football club. You will win that battle if you stand, hold your ground and go, look, get off, we're not starting this game until we do it.
I think somebody else needs to get involved as well. Somebody like David Luiz needs to be over there saying, get off the pitch.
So to answer your question, in terms of an overall wrong for Chelsea Football Club, it is Sarri because it could have been solved.
That's interesting. And do you know what? I think I'm going to shock a lot of people here. For me, the overall blame, there's obviously like enough blame to go around, but the overall blame for me lies squarely at Kepa Arrizabalaga's door. Simply because the manager of the club has told you, I don't care if the manager of the club told you to go and play up front and you're a keeper. That's what you do.
Yeah.
So for me, it has to be him.
Kepa started it, didn't he? But Sarri
didn't deal with it. Nobody's covered themselves in glory. Just very briefly, Chelsea are playing Tottenham a couple of days. Does Kepa start that game?
I think he will have to because of what Sarri said after the game.
And because he is the best keeper at the club.
Because they want to wash it away and carry on, right? And that's the quickest way you do that, is you let him play, you let it be a story for that game, and then it's gone.
Yeah. See, I think that he has to play because Sarri can't afford to drop points against Tottenham. He needs that win, so he has to play his best team. But personally speaking, I don't think Kepa should play for Chelsea. Look, I think it can be resolved ultimately, but I do not think. I think that there needs to be a penalty. There needs to be something. You cannot do that. Blatant disregard for your manager is unacceptable.
Yeah, and I think if the manager really had the clout that he needs to have to stay in that job, then he would have gone, after the game, he would have gone, look, I'm not happy with this, I'm going to deal with it. You do, and then he would have dropped him because it's not acceptable. Pochettino would have dropped him after that. Or, these other
managers that you can't see it happening, can you?
No,
you can't see it happening at other clubs. It seems to be, there seems to be something not quite right about the manager at Chelsea.
Yeah, and is that totally his fault? Is part of it because he doesn't feel he has the respect of that dressing room right from the start, or does it turn rotten far too quickly? I don't know, but
I don't know. But perhaps I think it's a very layered thing, and I mean it's just another issue that Chelsea have to deal with this season, which is such a shame. James, watching the game with you yesterday was brilliant, and having you on again today was superb. Thank you so much. Guys, make sure that you check out James's channel. The link is in the description below. It is wonderful. Can I come on your channel one day?
Yeah, mate. You are on it, actually.
8 years ago.
About a year ago, you're talking about will Hazard and Conte go? You can find out what he said.
Yeah, there we go. But no, it'd be lovely to come on again soon. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please comment below, let us know what you think, and if you haven't subscribed, please do it right now. Go on your Blues.